Hello, happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well and staying warm. Alarm for meds. It's pretty chilly here tonight, but we have rain, so it's not cold enough for snow, thank goodness. I think western Pennsylvania has snow. We're getting rain. So tonight we're going to be playing with the Beautifully Happy stamp set. This will be available during Sale-a-Bration. Hey, Do. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Fran. This will be available during Sale-a-Bration in January, and I thought we'd play with it tonight. And while I'm thinking about it, for anyone who watches You're Getting Snow in Indiana looks pretty fierce, Fran. Hi, Kathy. I know we watch, hey, Kay. We watch a gentleman on YouTube called Ryan Hall, you all, and he is a weatherman for the United States. And we were watching him tonight, and the weather looks brutal. Oh my goodness. So everybody stay safe. So before we start making our cards, I do have a Christmas gift for everyone. If you watch the stream tonight, and I'll be able to see the timestamps, just PM me your email address, and I will email you a $20 tutorial, PDF tutorial. It has all little gift boxes, 15 different tutorials. It's not even in my store yet, and I will send it to you as my Christmas gift to you. So, I'll remind you again towards the end of the stream. So, we're going to be working with Tahitian Tide, Evening Evergreen, Old Olive, and Fresh Freesia. As you can see, the cardstock is Tahitian Tide. And I'm also using the dies from the framed florets. This one here. Okay. And I use the time-worn type. And then the inside just has the sentiment along the bottom with the little flowers. Ah, you're so welcome. Okay, so let's start with this card here. We have Tahitian Tide, 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And I will have a PDF for this tomorrow morning, hopefully in the morning. We have 3 doctor's appointments tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get it done in the morning. Then I ran a basic white through with the time-worn type, and this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And we are going to adhere this to the front of the card. Very simple, easy cards tonight, because I figured everybody's so busy, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it's been crazy here. All right, so we're just going to center this on the front of the card. Hi, Ruth. How are you? Hi, Paula. Trisha. Okay. I'm going to take a sheet, the Tahitian Tide, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I am going to layer it with the In Color 6 by 6 Designer Series paper. And this is just 1/8 of an inch smaller, 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. And again, we're just going to adhere this to this layer, just like that. So everybody, when it comes to this weather, please be careful. If you don't have to travel, thank goodness. If you do, please be safe and stay warm. The wind chill temperatures look just so scary. I'm not looking forward to that. I know our wind chill, I think Friday is supposed to be like -10. That's crazy. All right, so now I'm going to just pop this layer up right on the front of the card. Easy peasy. So I die cut one of the little oval frame from the frame florets in Tahitian Tide. Now when you cut this die out, of course you get the centerpiece also. So I cut one in the Tahitian Tide, and then I cut one in the basic white. I don't want the Tahitian Tide for this card, and I don't want the basic white frame for this card. So we're going to use the frame and the basic white. And I'm just going to pull out my silicone mat, and I'm going to put a piece of paper over it because it has ink and everything on it. I started doing that, Trisha, because those little papers I would find all over the house. And when I pick them off like that, the papers stay on the point, and I'm able to just throw them right in the trash. So that's how I started using my pick for those, just so I could keep them out of the rest of the house. How crazy, right? Okay, so we're going to pull in some evening evergreen. And this is the largest stamp in this set. And I'm just going to ink up just the top. Don't really have to worry about the stem too much. And I'm just going to center this as best I can on this oval and give it a good stamp. Okay, so we don't have the whole image, but we basically have just what we need for the front of this card. All right, now this set is a 2-step stamp. Here are the flowers, and we're going to just line these up on the flowers on the stamp, and we're going to use the Tahitian Tide. So let's ink up the Tahitian, and I'm going to stand up so I can look over the stamp, and we're just going to line this up to fill in this color. And hopefully I got it pretty good. Not bad. And there are our flowers. We have our leaves, and these are for the larger leaves on the bottom. And I'm going to pull in some old olive. Now my old olive needs to be re-inked, so I may have to stamp it twice. And again, we're going to just line it up on this image and give it a stamp. Let's see what it looks like. And I'm going to do it one more time just to darken it up a little bit. There we go. That looks better. All right, so there is that piece there. Now I'm going to pull in the fresh freesia. And where did I stick it? We need the next little flowers, and that's these up here. Now you'll notice there are some little leaves or stem pieces on these flowers here. And I'm just going to take a Let me just grab it here. A Post-it, and I'm just going to cover that up just like that. And this piece here, I'm not even going to ink up. So I'm just going to ink up this tall piece here. Let's give it a turn. And I'm going to line them up on these flowers. Just like that. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm just going to cut out a piece. Let's just see, that should be good. Because I don't want to restamp these little pieces. So I'm just going to cut it so we can hide those flowers. And you don't have to be this crazy, but I'm going to take my stamp again and ink it up. And I just want to get these little stems down here. Now I can pull this off. And then we have all of our flower colored in. Okay. We can pull. This stamp set is Beautifully Happy, and it'll be free in the Sale-a-Bration catalog come January. All right, so now I'm just going to take this stamped image and I'm going to just add some glue. I want to get it a little bit towards the edge. And I'm going to just center it right here on this piece. Okay. Let's pull in our frame. I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. And we're just going to lay these down. I'll just put 4, one on each side. And we're going to lay this down right on the front of the card. Just a quick little tip. So it's hard sometimes to get things to lay correctly when you're using dimensionals, because once you turn it over, it sticks. But if you add just a bit of glue to your dimensionals, it won't stick completely. So you have a chance to lay it down and shift it if you need to. And push that down. I'm going to just shift that over. Just like that. Okay, then that'll dry and it'll be perfectly fine. Now I'm going to grab an iridescent pearl and I'm going to use the large one and I'm going to stick it right there in the center of this flower. Instead of coloring it in, we'll use a pearl. And we're going to pull in that organdy ribbon with the sparkles. Hey, Debbie. You're in Illinois. Oh, my goodness. Stay warm. Stay warm. Oh, you're welcome, Margaret. We actually had a little bit of snow today and freezing rain. It didn't last, which is perfectly fine with me. I like the first snow. It's so pretty. But after that, you can have it. I'm sorry. I know there's so many people that love the snow. I used to when I was younger, but it's just so much work now. All right, so I tied a little bow with the organdy ribbon. And we're going to grab a glue dot. And instead of putting the glue dot on the frame, I'm just going to put it right inside the frame. So it's on the image. And add it just like that. So there's the outside of our card, right? Hey, Elizabeth. How are you, honey? Oh, isn't that great, right, Paula? When I use dimensionals, sometimes it just sticks just every place you don't want it to stick. Thank you. All right. So just a reminder, I'll remind you again before the end of the video on how you can get tonight's present from me to you, which is a $20 15 tutorial PDF. All right. So let's stamp the inside. So I'm going to put a layer of the Tahitian Tide 5 1/4 by 4, and then I'm going to layer it with some basic white, and this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And I'm just going to pull my mat back in and grab the sentiment. And we are going to stamp it with, that's not the right one. Here it is. Sending happy thoughts. I didn't even clean off my block. Shame, 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 shame. So I'm just going to ink this up. And we're going to put it down here right in the center of this layer. Hopefully I just laid that straight. And then I'm going to pull in that evening evergreen again. And we're going to use a different flower. This cute little smaller flower. And we're going to stamp one in this corner. Stamp one in this corner. This one also has a flower head, so we can double stamp it. Just want to see a little piece of fuzz there. And we're going to do that in fresh freesia. So we're going to ink it up. And you want to make sure you have the stamp in the right direction. And I don't think I do. There we go. And we're going to fill in the color. Fill in the color. And then I'm just going to grab a light mango medley and add that right to the center. I'm not even going to bother with the rest of the flower. So let's just grab some seal. I have all little, this sequins or this glitter from the ribbon is all over. So we're just going to lay this down and then add some glue. And add it to the center of our card. Just quick and easy. And you have yourself a really pretty little card. Thanks, Pam. Tennessee, how's the weather by you, Pam? Tennessee looks like it's hit and miss with the snow. Thank you, thank you. All right. So now let's take a picture, a look at card number 2. And just as a reminder, if you would like to receive the 15 tutorial PDF, PM me your email address and I will get that out to you probably tomorrow morning. All right, Tahitian Tide, 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4.25. And like I said, the PDF is not even 3 tonight and 9 for high tomorrow. Oh, stay warm. The PDF is not even in my store yet. And I think you'll like it because it's all giftables. So I think you will enjoy it. All right. We are going to layer the front of this with some basic white. And this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And we're just going to lay this down. And like I said, as long as you are here in the room, I will definitely email that PDF to you. So this is just a plain basic white layer. And then I die cut one of the frames from the scallop contour dies. Okay, and we're going to pop this up. So I will add the dimensionals, but I am not going to adhere it yet. So we're just going to add our dimensionals. Make sure they're sticking, and I'm just going to put that aside. Hopefully we don't lose it. And then I'm going to layer that frame with another layer of basic white. This is 3 1/4 by 4 5/8. And again, I'll have a PDF for tonight's cards. Yes, I love the dies too. And then I have a layer of, and I did not make a note of where I got this paper from. I think it was from the host. Yes, it is from the Design a Daydream. I believe that's where I got it from. I could be wrong. I will check. And this layer is 3 1/8 by 4 1/2. So let's put this aside for a second. I'm actually going to pull in my paper and my silicone mat. And we're going to go back to the original image that we used on the other card and our evening evergreen. And we're going to ink up this image and we're going to stamp it right on our designer series paper. Hopefully I got it centered. And there we go. Now it looks pretty just like that, but we're going to fill it in. Let's grab our old olive. And again, we're going to ink up these leaves. And we're going to fill in the color. And as I mentioned before, I'll probably have to do it twice. Yep. Because I need to re-ink my ink pad. All right, so there's our leaves. They do look like morning glories, definitely, Pam. Thanks, Kay. All right, and we're going to do the same with the flowers. I'm going to pull that Tahitian tide back in and stamp these flowers. And I need to stand over it so I can line it up. Give it a good stamp. Okay. I'm going to grab that little piece of paper again. And we're going to grab this little image here. And I'm actually going to grab that piece of paper. I'm just going to cover up right there. And I'm going to make sure I don't ink up. Actually, let's put this here. Because I'm going to, if I, by mistake, there's a little leaf here, and then there's the bottom of the flower. So I want to hide those. And we're just going to ink and stamp. Just like that. Now I can pull this off. And I'm actually now going to take that little piece again that we used. Pull our old olive in. Just want to make sure I don't hit anything. Now I can make sure I just hit these that are old olive. And then we have our colors stamped. I can get rid of this. Now we can pull in our basic white and our frame. Let's just add some glue. We're going to lay this down on the white. And then we're going to add it to our scallop contour frame. Make sure it's centered. Okay. And pull in our card base. Now I can, oops, take my papers off. Hopefully that image didn't shift. Take a look. Nope, looks good. And again, this one's a little easier. I know I can get it in there centered without worrying. And we're going to grab those iridescent pearls. I'm going to again add it to the center. But this time I am going to take some smaller pearls and I'm going to put 1, 2 in this corner. Make sure it's on there straight. And then I'm going to come down here to the bottom and put 2 in this corner. We can grab that ribbon. This is the last piece I have. I have to remember that. All right, so we have our bow. Let's get those tails. And again, this time we're going to add this. I'm going to straighten out these tails. If your little loops are not even, you would pull on the right one and then pull down on the left tail. So let's grab a glue dot. And we're going to, I see lots of glitter around. Oops, stuck to my finger. Let's add that ribbon just like that. And there is the second card. Now, on this card, what I did, there are, oops, that's the wrong one. These little dots, I guess like for the background. And I just grabbed some Tahitian Tide and I actually stamped it while it was on the front of the card. And it's a little rounded. So I just wanted to put it around the flowers, just so it looks like the flowers are highlighted a bit with the Tahitian Tide. No, the DSP is old. And I will, Merry Christmas, honey. You're running a little late. Aw, I'm sure. That's why I'm only doing 2 cards tonight. I know everybody's so busy. All right, let's take care of the inside. I'm using, and I will, like I said, I did not take note of where this paper is from. So I will let you know exactly where I got it from. It has these little flowers on the opposite side. So I will let you know when I write my PDF. So we're going to just stamp a sentiment. And this time we're going to do it as a birthday card. And we're going to pull out our Tahitian Tide. And this time I'm going to take the sentiment and I am going to stick it on this corner. And then I'm just going to grab a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. I think. Yep. 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. And then 3/8 by 5 1/4. And we're going to add some glue. And we're going to lay this down. Make sure it's centered. And we're going to lay it right on the left-hand side of this layer. I'm going to make sure it's on here and it's even with the edge. Make sure it is straight. And then if I turn it over, I can see that it needs to be trimmed. So let's give it a little trim. Pull in the Tahitian Tide. Now this time again, I'm going to use seal so we don't see that glue on the basic white layer. Nope, and it's just a tad big. Let me trim this down. Oops, don't want that side. Some days I can get my cuts really good. Some days I mess them up completely. And tonight it looks like I messed it up completely. Let's just trim this off a little bit. All right. Now we can add this to the center of our card. Yeah, I really messed that cut up bad tonight. All right. So there are your cards. If you happen to place an order of $35 using this host code, I will send you tonight's make and takes. And for joining me tonight, don't forget, PM me your, is it the Peaches paper? It could be. I will check. PM me your email address and I will email you the tutorial as my gift to you to say Merry Christmas. And I'll get them out to you tomorrow. So be on the lookout. Send me your email address. Merry Christmas. And I will talk to you. No, I have your email. I will talk to you on Sunday. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night and please be safe. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Bye-bye.